Welcome to Roberlingua, a program to learn English. I am Robert Ramos. This program is aimed at English learners. Therefore, we speak slowly and use words and phrases, specially written for people who are learning English. Next in the program, we will hear health and lifestyle news. Go ahead. The disappearance of a pair of scissors caused a Japanese airport to cancel 36 flights, causing chaos. The scissors went missing from an airport shop and the authorities cancelled 36 flights and suspended 201 while they searched for this object. The disappearance of a pair of scissors caused chaos at an airport in Japan, forcing the authorities to cancel 36 flights and suspend 201. It all happened when a shop near the boarding gates reported the disappearance of this item. Officials at Hokkaido's new Chitose airport decided to close all checkpoints to investigate what happened. Scissors are considered dangerous objects because they can put the safety and security of passengers and crew at risk during a flight. While the incident was being investigated, thousands of travelers were affected by the suspension and cancellation of flights. Passengers had to go through security checks and scanners again, causing huge congestion in the boarding areas. However, authorities had to resume operations due to heavy congestion and after confirming that passengers were not carrying dangerous items. The BBC said the scissors turned up a day later at the same shop where they had been reported missing. The Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport, and Tourism has asked Hokkaido airports to investigate this incident to prevent it from happening again. In addition, airport officials admitted that it all happened because of a failure in storage and control systems. We are aware that this is also an incident that could be related to kidnapping or terrorism, and we will once again work to ensure full management awareness, the airport said. The news generated all kinds of reactions because of how thousands of travelers were affected by this incident. Many users understood the situation and resigned themselves to waiting for the problem to be solved. On social media, comments were not long in coming, with many highlighting the level of security in Japan's aviation and airports by acting in this way over the loss of a pair of scissors. A teacher stole 1.5 million worth of chicken wings and was sentenced to 9 years in prison in the U.S. This 68-year-old woman served as the director of school food services and was found to have stolen 11,000 boxes of chicken wings during the pandemic. A teacher was sentenced to 9 years in prison after stealing 1.5 million worth of chicken wings in the U.S. Vera Liddell served as the Director of Food Services for the Harvey 152 School District in Chicago. This 68-year-old woman will be in jail for stealing 11,000 boxes of chicken wings that were intended for students during the pandemic. Cook County prosecutors said that Vera began stealing these foods in June 2020 and did so until February 2022. However, her actions became evident when district authorities realized that the school system exceeded its budget. Investigations revealed that she used a school cargo truck to pick up the food, but what was striking was that the students did not eat a single chicken wing. At that time, schools were closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The authorities of the Chicago district had decided to send food kits to the students' homes as support. How did she steal the wings? Vera managed to steal these wings for 19 months, taking advantage of the moment of uncertainty that the world was experiencing. Prosecutors said that she made unauthorized orders for these chicken wings worth up to 1.5 million. In this way, she ordered these products from the main supplier Gordon Food Service. And she made sure to use district vehicles so as not to raise suspicions. However, these foods never arrived at the schools. This action allowed her to divert a large amount of food without leaving an obvious trace, until the overcharges made it evident. The authorities decided to carry out an audit that confirmed that there were irregularities in the management of resources. For example, it was discovered that the costs allocated to food were about $300,000 above what was expected in mid-2022. This led the auditors to review the figures from previous years. This is how Vera Liddell's fraudulent and excessive purchases of chicken wings were uncovered. According to reports, the wings were not a suitable food for students because they contained bones and were not allowed on school menus. This teacher and school director from Illinois was arrested in January 2023 and was charged with several charges such as theft, forgery, and operating a criminal network. The ABD network confirmed that Vera Liddell was sentenced to 9 years in prison for these events, but it is still unknown what this woman did with that large quantity of chicken wings. What is the mystery of the Bermuda Triangle? The enigmatic mystery of this place in the Atlantic Ocean has been generated by the strange disappearance of planes and boats that pass through this area. What happens in the Bermuda Triangle? According to some witnesses, objects and people disappear in this place because there is a portal to another world. For several decades, an area of the Atlantic Ocean has generated all kinds of mysterious stories and theories. The Bermuda Triangle. Inexplicable events occur in this geographical area that end with the disappearance of ships, planes, and even people. In this way, it is believed that mysterious phenomena occur there that are attributed by many to climatic factors and a possible magnetic anomaly. Others go further and believe that it is a door to other dimensions, the entrance to a lost continent Atlantis, as well as the presence of extraterrestrials or sea monsters. Although the term Bermuda Triangle was coined about 60 years ago, its existence has been documented for hundreds of years. For example, Christopher Columbus is said to have written in a log of his voyages about the strange orientations that compasses had in this area. The U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration NOAA says that environmental factors would explain the disappearances that occur in this part of the ocean. The U.S. Navy and Coast Guard maintain that there are no supernatural explanations for disasters at sea. Their experience suggests that the combined forces of nature and human fallibility surpass even the most incredible science fiction, says NOAA. What is the Bermuda Triangle? It is a region delimited between Miami, Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico where a triangle is formed that has more than 1.1 million square kilometers. Throughout history, all kinds of theories have arisen about strange phenomena that occur in this area of the Atlantic. The legend about the Bermuda Triangle arose with the inexplicable disappearance of 5 American bomber planes that had taken off from Florida for training sessions. These planes carried 14 crew members, and despite the search efforts, nothing was ever known about their whereabouts after they disappeared on December 5, 1945. Since then, this event has been known as Flight 19, in reference to the training day that this crew was to have. However, this area was not called the Bermuda Triangle until 1964. The American writer coined this term on the cover of Argosy magazine, where he spoke about the disappearance of Flight 19. Thus, the disappearance of hundreds of ships and planes has been reported in this area. This area also has other names such as the Devil's Triangle, Triangle of Death, or Graveyard of the Atlantic. It is estimated that in the last century about 100 planes and 50 ships have disappeared, which represents an insignificant number compared to the number of flights and ships that pass through there every year. Although most disappearances could have an explanation, there are some cases that escape reality and continue to fuel all kinds of theories. What is the reality of the Bermuda Triangle? Despite the fame of the Bermuda Triangle, most scientists believe that the disappearances that occur there have explanations. Some of the factors behind these incidents are extreme weather conditions, as this area is known for its tropical storms and hurricanes that pose a danger to navigation and aviation. In addition, it is not ruled out that the disappearance of ships and planes could be linked to human error, as this area of the Atlantic is home to sea currents and waves that make navigation difficult. Technical problems could also explain why the disappearances were caused by mechanical failures. The truth is that this area is home to one of the deepest sea trenches in the world, reaching 8,380 meters. This underwater depression would have made it difficult to find the ships that possibly sank in the area and whose remains are found deep in the ocean. The Nat Geo portal has also reported a possible magnetic anomaly where true north and magnetic north align. The phenomenon would cause errors in the operation of compasses, as occurs off the east coast of Japan, in an area that was called the Devil's Sea. In addition, research has shown that there is a methane gas emission from ocean sediments. The U.S. Coast Guard does not recognize the Bermuda Triangle as a risk zone for aircraft and ships. After examining the numerous losses of aircraft and ships in the area over the years, nothing has been discovered to indicate that the casualties were due to causes other than physical ones. No extraordinary factors have ever been identified, he said. However, there is a historical fact with the USS Cyclops ship that disappeared in this area with its 306 crew members in 1918. This remains the largest loss of sailors in the history of this country that was not related to combat. The legends of the Bermuda Triangle. The mysteries that have existed for decades about this area of the Atlantic have fueled all kinds of theories that try to explain a phenomenon that escapes our reality. For example, it is said that the lost continent of Atlantis, mentioned in Plato's dialogues, is located in this area. One theory also claims that alien abductions are recorded by UFOs to supposedly study humans. Disappearances are also attributed by some to the Kraken, a huge sea monster that devours all types of vessels that pass by. The existence of this mythological creature came about from the sightings of giant squids in the ocean by sailors and pirates throughout history. The Bermuda Triangle will continue to be one of the most mysterious places on the planet and will fuel all kinds of theories about its existence. Taliban ban women from singing or reading aloud in public spaces in Afghanistan. According to the Taliban, a woman's voice is considered an intimate attribute that should not be heard in public. The Taliban rulers of Afghanistan took action against women's voices in public and decided to ban them. The laws were enacted after being approved by Supreme Leader Hibatullah Akhundzada and cover issues of daily life such as public transport, music, shaving for men and celebrations. According to Article 13 of the new rules, a woman's voice is considered an intimate attribute that should not be heard in public, prohibiting them from singing, reciting or reading aloud. Maulvi Abdul Ghaffar Farooq, the spokesman for the regime, assured that the restriction will be of great help in promoting virtue and eliminating vice. According to this law, the Ministry, for the propagation of virtue and prevention of vice, is obliged to enjoin good and forbid evil and is also responsible for peace and brotherhood among the people, said Justice Ministry spokesman Barkatullah Rasuli. Article 13 also says that it is obligatory for women to cover their bodies with a veil at all times in public and stresses that it is essential for them to cover their faces to avoid temptation or tempting others. In addition, women are obliged to cover themselves in front of non-Muslim men and women so that they are not corrupted. Other rules included in the approval of these laws passed by the Taliban. Among the laws stipulated are also rules that men must follow which are clearly not as severe as those for women. Article 22 prohibits wearing a tie, shaving or trimming the beard below the length of a fist, or combing one's hair. Anyone who does not comply with this will be charged with violating Islamic law. It also prohibits drivers from transporting adult women without a legal male guardian. It also mentions general measures regarding the media and their obligation to adapt to Sharia law, and a ban on humiliating or insulting Muslims as well as including images of living beings. For the Taliban, the law is made in accordance with Islamic Sharia law and Hanafi, one of the four main schools of Sunni Islamic jurisprudence.